The VFA started in 1877 and Essendon joined in 1878, and it was the start of a very successful period for the club, winning 4 premierships between 1891 and 1894. And then it was at the end of 1896 in October that Essendon led the charge to create a new league. So McCracken, who was the club founder, was very, very influential in establishing a new league where Essendon and 7 other clubs broke away to form the VFL, get away from the VFA in order to create a league that was going to be more financially beneficial for them. Between 1891 and 1894, Essendon had a long period of success. The premiers in those years was decided not by a grand final, but by the team that was on top at the end of the season. And in each of those 4 seasons, they played either 18, 19 or 20 games. I think it was 20 for 2 years, 1 year it was 19 and 1 year it was 18. And Essendon was on top of the table at the end of each of those 4 seasons. So between 91 and 94, Essendon were declared the premiers. And that hasn't been done since in the VFA. It's only been done once in the league, but it's never been repeated in the VFA, so it's a unique feat for the club. The remarkable thing about the caps is that they've survived because they're made of fabric. They're made of silk, and we've got quite a number of them. We're lucky enough to have a number at the club. But you can see by looking at them that some of them aren't in great condition, and that's understandable given how old they are. So these caps were issued by the association to the premiership players of each of the premiership sides. So between 1891 and 1894, all the Essendon players had received a cap. And you can see there's a slight difference between them. In each of them they have the letters VFA embroidered in metal on the front, and of course it has the year and premiers. And this one in particular was given to the captain, so it's got captain on it, and the captain in that year. In fact, the captain for the 4 years was a player called Alec Dick, who was a great champion of the club and of the era. Well, by the 1890s, the jumpers were black with a red sash, so despite the fact the fabric would have been different, the look of the jumper would have been a bit different. Fundamentally, it was the same jumper. It was a black jumper with a red sash. And photographs of the era show that there wasn't a lot of attention paid to whether the sash was on the left shoulder or the right shoulder, whether the sash was thick or thin, or whether it finished higher up on the jumper or lower down. Didn't seem to make a lot of difference, but it was black with a red sash, which has remained pretty much to this day. It's really to the club's credit that it's collected such a large heritage collection. So we've got a collection of over 10,000 objects that we've catalogued here, which date back to the 1870s. So right at the very, very earliest days of the club's history. And the fact that, as I mentioned, the fact that these caps have survived for so long is remarkable in itself, and they really are a part of the essence and the fabric of the club's heritage and its history. So it's fabulous that we've got them, and I hope they're here for another 150 years.